Hello, future road runners. My name is Melissa Mayfield. I am one of the CSUB Transfer specialists, and today we're going to go over how to complete the Cal State Apply application for Fall 2021. Currently for Fall 2021, we are accepting upper division transfer students who will meet eligibility requirements by their Spring 2021 term. That includes your 60 transferable units, your Golden 4 classes with a C- or better, and a minimum GPA of a 2.0. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the Cal State Apply website. If you have already created an account, you're going to go ahead and log in. But if you have never created an account on Cal State Apply, you're going to hit create an account. Once you have created your account or you have logged in, you're going to be sent to your extended profile. For transfer students, you will want to select that this is the first bachelor's degree that you will be obtaining. And then the two options that you should be looking for is that you're either going to be transferring with an associate's degree for transfer that's going to be awarded to you from your California community college, or you will be transferring from a community college or a four-year institution, meaning that you will have those 60 transferable units by spring 2021, but you won't necessarily have the associate's degree for transfer. For today's purposes, I'm selecting that I have an associate's degree for transfer, and it's going to ask you which college you're attending and the program that you are earning it in. So you will have an option to select if you are receiving a second associate's degree for transfer. If you are only receiving one, you will select no. If you're receiving two, you will select yes. My recommendation on this portion is that if you are receiving more than one associate's degree for transfer, the first one that you put in the system is the one that is similar to the program you will be pursuing at CSUB. If you have never attended a CSU campus before, you would select no. If you're a returning student, you would select yes, the campus that you went to and the ID number that you had there. Go ahead and select your military service. And then if you have a F1 visa or a J1 visa, you would indicate that here. On what U.S. state or possession do you regard as your permanent home? It is asking where you reside. It is not asking your citizenship status. So if you are a resident of California, regardless of your U.S. citizen status, you would select California and hit save. Here you will see the add program selection. So you will want to go ahead and find the program that you are interested in. Please note that CSUB does have an Antelope Valley branch campus. So if you're wanting to go to our AV campus, please make sure you're selecting the appropriate campus. But if you're trying to come to our main campus, please make sure that your selection says main campus. The deadline to submit your Cal State Apply application for fall 2021 is December 4th. We recommend that you submit it at the latest the day before, just in case you run into any technical difficulties. So, because I'm in the testing world, you're not going to be able to see all the programs that we offer. So I'm just going to select one of the ones that's here. And what it's asking on this message right here where it says a dissimilar program. So I indicated that I was earning an associate's degree for transfer in elementary teaching. However, if I want to go to CSUB and pursue a different major, this is letting me know that I'm opting out of being an ADT candidate. That doesn't mean that I'm not eligible to come. That just means that my program is not similar. So I am going to select yes, that I'm sure that this is the program that I want to pursue. When you're in the application, you will be able to select multiple campuses and multiple programs that you want to apply for. And when you're done, you're going to go ahead and hit continue. It will then show you all of the campuses and programs that you are wanting to apply for, and then you will end the total of how much it costs to apply. It's a $70 application fee per campus. So keep that in mind. During the application, you will see if you qualify for an application fee waiver. And if you do qualify, you are qualified to have your fee waived for up to 4 campuses. So on this tab, we have our 4 quadrants consisting of personal information, academic history, supporting information, and program materials. For CSUB, with the exception of nursing, program materials will automatically be completed for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. So we're going to go into personal information. As we complete each tile, it's going to move us into the next section until we've completed all of them. And we have 7 sections to complete under the personal information. So it's asking that we're going to provide accurate information, that we are allowed to release your information, meaning that Cal State Apply is able to give it to CSU employees. And then it authorizes the system to release your school and counseling office information regarding your application. So test scores, transcripts, stuff like that. So we're going to hit save and continue. And it's going to give you the option if you want to go back to the dashboard, that's where we saw those 4 quadrants, or if you want to continue down to the next section. Here it's going to complete the information that you already filled out when you submitted your application. It's going to ask for any alternative names. So if you have a maiden name or anything like that, you'll want to put it under here, as well as your preferred name, your legal sex, your birth information, and then applicant information. So as you're filling this out, it's collecting information so that we can determine your status, your independent status, your dependent status. But we're going to go ahead. I want to point out the citizen and residency information. So please note that it is already grayed out that I indicated California when I first submitted in the extended profile because I do reside in California. But up here now it's asking my US citizen status. Your options are if you're a US citizen, if you are a permanent resident, or if you have a green card, if you are a refugee, other visa, or none. So if you do not have a status in the United States, you would select none. It's then going to ask whether you claim California residency. So I claim California residency, and I have lived here since birth. If you were to select no, it wants to know when you started living in California. We're going to hit save and continue. Let's go down to our financial and parental information. This is very important. Based off of these questions up here, this determines whether you are dependent or an independent applicant. And you are going to select whether none of these statements apply to you or whether one or more of these statements can apply to you. So it's asking based off of if you're active duty, are you married, do you have any dependents? So I'm going to select that I can say yes to any one of these, and that deems me independent. And now it's going to ask my household size, so how many people reside in my house, how many dependent children I have in my house, my adjusted gross income, meaning the income that's on your federal tax return, you would indicate that here. Now this section right here says untaxed income benefits for 2019. Most of us pay taxes on the income that we received. However, if you did earn money that you did not pay taxes on, you would put that amount in here. Otherwise, if you have paid taxes on all of your income that you listed up top, you will list this as 0. It will then ask you about your campus housing, whether you want to live on campus or not. And then it's going to ask you about your parents' education level. And then you will save and continue. I want to go back and look at the second tile for academic history. This portion is so important to make sure that it is filled out accurately and that you have access to your unofficial transcripts so that when it gets down to the college coursework that you have taken, that you are able to put it in there correctly. If you have attended multiple institutions, you will need your unofficial transcript from each institution so that you can put in your coursework correctly. So we're going to go to colleges attended. So I indicated that I attend Bakersfield College. It asks, did I obtain or am I planning to obtain a degree? Yes, I am. And it will be awarded to me in spring, so it's in progress. Under degree type, I indicated that I was earning an associate's degree for transfer. Notice that there is an Associates of Arts for transfer, and there also is an Associates of Science for transfer. So depending on which one you're going for, you'll want to select that. So I'm going to select Associates of Arts, my major. All drop-down menus are in alphabetical order, and if you hit the first letter, it'll take you to the section that you want to go to, or you're more than welcome to just scroll. Okay, elementary education. And I will earn my degree in spring of 2021. So I'm going to indicate that here. Typically, if you are going to a community college, they don't offer minors, so this would be left alone. If you're double majoring, you can indicate that here and you can select the other degree that you're majoring in. Bakersfield College is on a semester system. And now it wants to know the first semester that I started going there. I started going there in fall, so that's August of 2018. And I'm still currently attending. So I would not put in the semester, month, and year. If you're still currently attending, you would just select this box down here. If you are no longer taking classes at that institution, you would indicate the last semester that you attended there. Even though I am earning my degree from Bakersfield College, I have taken a couple classes at Porterville College. And I need to indicate that separately because even though I was able to register as a BC student through Porterville, I still need to indicate that I took classes elsewhere. I did not obtain my degree and I will not be obtaining my degree from Porterville College. So I'm going to indicate no. Porterville College is on a semester system and I attended there in summer, that would be June of 2019. And I only went there for one semester. So that term ended in August of 2019. So now it indicates that I've attended Bakersfield College and Porterville College. Once you are done inputting the colleges that you've attended, you'll be able to move on to college coursework. This is where you're going to need your unofficial transcripts. I would also recommend that you review the transcript entry guide prior to starting this part. This is very important as this CSU system uses this information to make admissions decisions. So accuracy is important. So we're going to start with Bakersfield College. And the way that you will enter in your courses is by the semester that you took them. So I'm going to add a semester and I'm going to state that I started fall of 2018 and I would have been a freshman. And these were courses that I have completed. Keep in mind, you are of freshman status up until you have 30 units. Once you have over 30 units, you would switch to a sophomore status. And if you have only attended a community college, you would remain in a sophomore status. Junior and senior standing can only be on a 4-year institution. So now I'm going to go ahead and add all of the courses that I took in fall 2018. When you start typing in the course code, it should auto-populate the classes. So for instance, I'm going to put that I took history, and now I can see all the history classes listed at Bakersfield College. I took history B17A. It fills out the course title. It fills out the units for it. This means that it was 3 units. This drop-down button is for half a unit. So I think some of the student development classes, you would indicate the 0.5. Otherwise, you would always leave it at 0, if it's a whole credit class, meaning a 1 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit course. The one thing that is not filled out is the subject and the grade. Subjects are generic, so this is a history class, so I'm going to select history. And then I'm going to indicate the grade that I received. I received a B. I recommend after you put in your grade that you hit the tab button. And when you do that, it's going to fill out the CAS grade and check whether the class is transferable or not. You will do this for each class that you took in the semester of fall 2018 or whatever your first semester is. So I am going to put on here that I took Math B70. Notice how Math B70 does not populate as history did. That is because Math B70 is a non-transferable course. When you put in a non-transferable course, you will have to manually input that information. So you will put it in the course code, you will put in the course title, select the subject, the amount of units, and the grade that you received in it. I still recommend that you do this because even though it's a non-transferable class, it lets us see your full academic history. Now let's discuss what happens if you fail the class and then you later repeat it in another semester. So let's say I took English B1A. So I'm going to take English B1A. It fills this information out for me. I'm going to select that it is an English class. But I failed it. I received an F, but I did repeat it later on. On the class that you took the repeat on, you are going to put RP in the grade for repeat. And notice here on CAS, it says none. That means that when the system calculates your GPA, it is not going to calculate this failed grade because you repeated it. So once these are filled out, you can hit save. And now you would continue on to add additional semesters. So I'm going to add a semester, and my next semester would be spring 2019. I would still have been a freshman, and these are classes that I completed. Hit save. And now I'm going to add my courses that I took in spring 2019. So this is where I repeated my English class. So I'm going to indicate that I took English down here. Make sure you fill out your subject. If you forget to fill out the subject, the save button will remain grayed out. And I earned an A the second time I attempted English B1A. So what happens if I took a class, I did very poorly in it, and I asked for an academic renewal and received one through the university? You would indicate that in the similar to the way you do for the repeat. So for instance, Art B1, I'm going to select my subject. And for academic renewals, you would put AR. Hit the tab button and notice how the CAS grade says none. It's very important that you input your academic renewal and repeats in correctly. They usually are indicated on your transcript with an E next to the class, meaning that it's now being excluded from your GPA. So once you are done filling out all your semesters, you will go back to the colleges attended and start doing Porterville College. But let's go through how to input classes for a term that you're currently in. So for fall 2020, I am now a sophomore. I have over 30 units. And these classes are not completed yet. I don't have grades in them. So they are in progress and planned. We're going to go ahead and hit save. When you indicate that a course is in progress or planned, the grade requirement becomes grayed out. So we are going to input. I'm currently taking Bio B11. Biology. And you will indicate all of the classes that you're currently taking for fall 2020. You will also do this same procedure for the classes that you intend on taking in the semester of spring 2021. And we understand that you might have an education plan that says that you're going to take these particular 4 classes, but maybe one of them had to be changed because it was full. We will go ahead and review that through admissions once you submit transcripts at a later date. But to the best of your knowledge, based off of the education plan that you have been provided from your California Community College or your academic advisor, you want to indicate the classes that you will be taking for spring 2021. Once that is done, you can go back and now add the classes from the other institutions. So keep in mind, I only stated that I went there for summer of 2019. I was still a freshman and I completed my course. At Porterville College, I took Communications P101. I'm going to select that it was a communications course. And input the grade that I received. If you realize that you made a mistake on a semester that you have already input, you can select the edit button, which is this little pencil at the top. Or if you made a complete mistake and you want to delete the semester, you can hit the little trash can. So if I made a mistake on my summer term and I need to add the class that I forgot, so I took math 115 and now I want to go ahead and re-add that. Hit tab and now hit save. And it will update that semester. So once you are done inputting all of your transcripts, you will move on to the general education section. It is very important that you don't go to this page until your transcripts are input. Otherwise, this information will not be accurate because it's pulled from your transcript entry. So for instance, it recognizes that this communications class is an oral communications requirement. My English B1A is my written communications requirement. I did not input a critical thinking requirement and it's not seeing it on here. Now I can hit the drop down and select a critical thinking requirement. But when you're selecting this, you want to make sure you're selecting the accurate class. If we were to see a history class listed for your critical thinking, history B17A is not a critical thinking requirement. So this is going to raise some issues within admissions. So you want to make sure that you are filling this out accurately. Then you will hit save and continue. Let's go back to our dashboard. So I did want to point out that as you go through it, it tells you how many sections you have completed. And then once it's completed, the whole section will be green. So let's go back into our academic history and let's go into our college coursework. We mentioned our transcript entry guide. I want to make sure that you guys get to take a look at this and see what I'm talking about. I apologize for the delay. My computer is being very slow, guys. Okay, so if you notice, this is a 20-page document. But one thing I wanted to point out to you is your test credit. And what I mean by test credit is your academic placement exams, CLEP exams, international baccalaureate exams. So under this guide, it's going to tell you how to input those into your CalState Apply application. So let's go to that section. Okay. Bear with me, guys, and my slow internet. I'm sure most of you guys understand the struggle. I do apologize. Okay. We're getting there. As you can see, a lot of this information I went over with you verbally, but this is a great way to make sure that you're filling out your transcript entry appropriately so that you feel confident when you submit it. Here's where it talked about the academic renewals and the repeats. So if you want to go ahead and read a little bit more thoroughly into that. And it shows you how we input them on the transcript entry. Okay, so let's get into test credits. Here we are. It tells you to enter your credit awarded from academic placement or your AP test, your IB, and your CLEP on your college transcript as coursework. So add them in the first term of attendance, meaning that if you have AP test from high school and you started going to Bakersfield College in fall of 2018, in addition to adding your fall of 2018 classes that you actually took at Bakersfield College, you want to also indicate any AP tests that you took. You're going to type them in. So AP English language, there is multiple English exams. So please make sure that you have the testing information available so that you know that you're typing in the right exam. And then under your subject, there is an option that says test credit, no subject. And your grade is going to be credit. So very important. So let's go back to our transcript entry and take a look at what this is going to look like. Sometimes it does take a bit to load. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go back into the first semester that you started at your college and hit the little pencil. Now I'm going to add a course. and I took AP Spanish. You would type in the name of the test that you took, so Spanish. Make sure that you still select your subject. Test credit, no subject. And from my AP Spanish, I received 9 units.
I need your consent on a few items.
I'm going to tab over and type in CR for credit. And hit save. Once I have completed all of my sections and everything it is in green, my submit application will have a little red indicator right here, meaning that I'm able to submit an application. Currently, it's still grayed out because it knows that I am not done my application. But on this page, once I am done, right here will be an indicator that says check your fee waiver status. That information is being pulled from the financial information that you filled out on the personal information page. When you go to submit your application, it will tell you that you either qualified for the fee waiver and it will bring your balance to 0, or if you are not qualified for the fee waiver, you will need to pay the $70 application fee for each application that you are submitting. And so that's why there's an option here that says submit or submit all. And that could be for students who are submitting multiple applications. Once you submit your application, you're going to get a confirmation email from Liaison, or who runs Cal State Apply, confirming the application has been submitted. It's also going to give you this CAS ID that's up here. What you also want to notice is that in a few weeks, once the CSU downloads your application, you will get an email from CSUB letting you know that we have your application on file. Let's say that you get all the way through here and you realize you indicated that you're earning an associate's degree for transfer, and you talk to your California Community College advisor, and they actually tell you, no, you will not have it. And you want to go back and you want to edit your application before it is submitted. Once it's submitted, you will not be able to edit it. You would go up here to where it's going to say your name and have your CAS ID and click the drop down. And you can go ahead and go back into your extended profile. In your extended profile, we answered the questions that we were earning our first bachelor's degree, and then we had to indicate whether we were earning an associate's degree for transfer or whether we would be transferring with 60 transferable units. If you remember, I indicated that I was earning an associate's degree for transfer in elementary teaching. But based off the information from my community college counselor, I now need to change that to transferring to a community college, from a community college. And now it's going to change the question that it asks you, and it's asking that how many units you will have earned when you enroll at the CSU campus that you're applying to. So, in order to be eligible as an upper division transfer student, you must have greater or equal to 60 units completed by spring 2021. So, even if you're in your fall semester and maybe you don't have your 60 units done yet, but you will have them done by spring, you will indicate greater than or equal to 60 units and hit save. For those students who are currently a part of your EOPS program at your California Community College, if you are interested in also applying for EOP at CSUB, that application is built into our Cal State Apply application. So you'll want to go ahead and indicate that in the application itself, letting us know that you are interested in our EOP program. And that's going to be under supporting information. So under this, the first question that it asks is, are you currently a part of our EOP or a part of your EOPS program at your California Community College? At CSUB, you must be a part of the program at your community college in order to be eligible to be qualified for CSUB. So if you hit yes, it's going to ask if you are currently enrolled in the program and list the campus that you're enrolled at. And then it wants to ask, do you wish to apply for the benefits through CSUB? And you can hit yes, yes, I will return to it later, or no. When you're filling this out, a lot of your parental information is going to be needed. So the nice part about this application is it saves as you go. So if you need to go back and complete this when you have access to your parents' information, you can do so. It will also ask, as part of the EOP application, it's going to ask for reference letters. One of your reference letter for CSUB eligibility must be from your EOP counselor. And you will go ahead and you will need their email address in order to have them fill this out. So once you submit your application, that person that you put down as your reference is going to receive an email that's going to tell them that you have requested a reference letter for EOP, and they'll go ahead and submit that. So you want to let anybody that you're going to ask to be a reference, let them know that you're going to put down their information so that they know that it's coming. Once again, you can go ahead and check and see if you qualify for a fee status once you are ready to submit your application. You might receive some warning messages. To keep in mind, a yellow warning message means that you can acknowledge it and continue submitting the application. If you receive a warning message that is in red, that indicates that you will not be eligible to submit the application until you go back and fix the mistake. And when it brings up the warning message, it will tell you where you need to go in order to correct your mistake. Thank you for tuning in and learning about how to submit the fall 2020 Cal State Apply application for CSUB. We look forward to assisting you. If you have any questions, please email us at transfer@csub.edu. Once again, I am Melissa Mayfield, and I look forward to working with you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.